Hey everybody, welcome to this edition of JB on EDC. So what are we covering today, guys? Well, as a lot of you know, oftentimes I get comments about why don't you do any cut testing and all that stuff during the videos. Not my thing. I mean, that's just obviously first and foremost. That's just when I don't do it in my videos. I have, and I mean, it's usually paper or something like that. Though the way I have my setup here when I do videos and stuff just kind of makes it difficult. Could I do it off and add it in? Sure, I could. But it's just not something that I had really ever wanted to do. So, I took that into consideration and I decided to do a certain type of edge testing with the knives that I get in. And I decided to do it as shorts. Short videos here on YouTube. And the way I decided to do it, a lot of you have seen them. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. I decided to go and do with like an initial edge test with a knife straight out of the box. I've never cut anything with it. I don't think anything has ever been cut with it. I'm guessing maybe when, knives are produced, there might be some sort of quick edge test they do. I don't know. I have no idea what happens in the factory. So for me, it's an initial edge test. Absolutely. I don't do anything to the edge. I don't touch it. I take it out of the box, a day or two after I get it, whatever the case, maybe that day if I have time. And I take it out and I put it up against this stuff. This is 1/2 inch natural fiber rope. Talked about it quite a bit on the channel. This is the stuff that I work with daily. Well, this is the largest version of the stuff I work. This is 1/2 inch, 21 thread. I also have 6 thread, which is 1/4 inch, and I have 3/8. That's 9 thread natural fiber rope. And it's real world for me. That's why I chose this. That's why I chose to put it up against this type of medium. And the reason I picked the largest medium that I have is, well, if a knife can't cut through 6 and 9 thread, it has issues. Absolutely. The edge has to have issues of some sort. And as we all know, there is plenty of circumstances that go into a knife's edge, whether it's toothy, whether it's smooth, geometry, blah, 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 heat treat. There's a lot that goes into it. Absolutely. So this is why this is the type of testing I chose to do. Is put it up, an initial one cut against this. Now, I know some of you have seen some of those videos, and I've had some steels that I thought would perform very well. Kershaw's MagnaCut didn't do so hot. Other steels that I thought would not perform so well lasered through this stuff. Some 5CR from Fleesa surprised the holy heck out of me. Now, granted, some of those lower grade steels definitely aren't going to hold an edge like some of your higher grade steels. Absolutely. But it's just my way of showing what type of, attention has been put forth into those knives. Now, is that dogging on Kershaw? No, not really, but I surely thought their MagnaCut would do better than it did. It was maybe 50%. And, like I said, that 5CR lasered right through it, cut it clean in half. Whatever the case may be, several circumstances and go into the edge of a knife for sure. But this is just how I decided to do my edge testing that a lot of people were asking about. Now, as I say a lot of times in my videos, the one thing you have to keep in mind, and I implore you to do so, is that it's a sample size of one. That is one knife. One knife out of who knows how many of that model were made. 5,000, 8,000, 4, who knows? Normally on a production scale, it's a lot more than 4. But, I hope you understand what I mean. If a knife performs perfectly, we'll say, maybe that was the first knife ever sharpened by that individual. First knife of the day, had full attention. That person put their best effort into it. Maybe one that doesn't perform all that well, maybe that was the last knife on Friday. It's 4:58. It's freaking time to go home. Get it done. Let's go. Who knows? Like I said, there's a lot of things that go into this. Sample size of 1. Now, when I say sample size of 1, I'm going to... I have to tell you this. I recently posted a short of the Remette Cool Whale. And 14C, we know Remette's really come on in the last couple of years. They went from very, very budget-friendly knives to they're putting out some really fantastic knives at this point. And it didn't perform as well as I'd hoped. It was probably in that 50% range, as far as how far it went through this rope. And I was like, okay, that's Again, many factors go into that. But what was really, really cool is not long after I posted that video, a few hours, we'll say, I think it was maybe 3-4 hours afterwards, Remette actually contacted me on Instagram and was like, hey, we saw your short. That knife did not perform up to our standards. We would like to send you another, I think they said another couple of that model, and we would like you to do the same thing with them. I thought that was really cool. They actually watched the video, saw that their knife didn't perform up to their standards, and are going to send a couple more out for us to check out. Very, very cool. When I do that video, I usually don't talk. I mean, they're shorts, they're 30, 45 seconds long. Doesn't take very long to perform one cut on a piece of rope. I show the knife off a little bit too. But yeah, I thought that was really cool that they took the time to watch it. I didn't tell them. I didn't send them the video. Of course, they sent the knife out to me, to review, obviously. And there will be a full-length review coming up here shortly. You guys should see that soon. But for them to watch that video, realize that it didn't perform up to standards. And now, there again, they said, we don't think the geometry was exactly right. We want to basically get it right. That was pretty much the gist of it. And to be perfectly honest with you, I thanked them. I thanked them for watching the video. They asked if they could send a couple different ones out. I said, I thought you guys would think that was a cool thing. That they watch the video and they want to try to improve. I mean, I think that's why we do these reviews and knife reviews and, to try to get a better product out there to the community. So I thought that was really cool. But just kind of wanted to touch base on these shorts that I'm doing now. Like I said, not every knife is going to get it. It's just I grab a couple, I go do them, and that's where it ends up. And I don't do knives. I don't do pass-around knives. Because I don't know what has been done to that knife previously. So I can't tell you it's an initial edge test. Because I don't know. And that's the one thing I'm not going to do, is do something that I don't know is absolutely true and consistent with what I want to do on the channel. For sure. So, and the other thing I'm not going to do is alter the knife in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going to cut anything prior, not even paper, You know, as a matter of fact, I had a knife here that I was going to do a cut test. I carried it to work, and of course, I used it at work. Well, I can't do an initial cut test video on it because that would not be truthful. No matter how well or how not well it performed, it just wouldn't be truthful. So that one's not going to get one. So I try to do them before I carry them to work, because if I carry them to work, they're going to get used, because this is what I cut at work. So, you know, and I just don't think paper cut tests are worth anything, although, you know, most people cut packages and open envelopes and tape and packages with their knives. This is real world for me. It's what it is. And I'm definitely not going to sit there and cut cardboard 400 times. Don't have the time, don't have the inclination, do not have the want to do something like that. So this is what I chose. You guys asked for more cut testing. That's how I am putting it, my version of edge testing, cut testing to the community. So there we go. Thanks a lot, guys. Greatly, greatly appreciate every single one of you that tunes in and watch the channel. I hope you enjoy those shorts. Like I said, take it for what it is. It is exactly what it is, guys. It's an initial cut test of a knife straight out of the box against 1/2-inch natural fiber rope, sample size of 1. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.